My favorite part of Tiger King is the part where he says he's gayer than a $3 bill. Somehow that was the most amazing and perplexing thing about the entire documentary to me. Is he just says that and then like they don't even talk about it.
I don't think anyone heard when he was by himself.
He's
just the camera guy, but
says it into a camera. Man, that guy said a lot of things into a camera.
he did.
What a content machine.
He honestly, yeah, he knew what he was doing. He was a star. He was trying to put out content. He was trying to brand himself.
You know, Tiger King is weird for it's different for us than it is for regular people who like aren't on one, haven't watched a bunch of fucked up weird shit on the internet, and two, don't watch wrestling. like you watch this guy a lot differently if you're into one of or either of those, like, or both of those things, like. Because he just seems a little more familiar. He seems a little more like, oh yeah, no, this is people act like this. This is just a guy. Like, and the more fucked up it gets, it's like, yeah, no shit. This is what everything is behind the scenes. That's exactly. Bro, I can't wait to fucking break off and make Boys Night In Entertainment. The evil Cobra, like the head. It's like the same house header and shit, but it has entertainment in there instead of a couch. It's like a cage with a tiger in it.
Yeah, let's do that. We'll make a big backstory. No one knows who's the liar. We're all liars. We all lie about why you left.
That's why I really enjoy Tiger King, because it's just a whole bunch of liars and crazy people lying about each other.
Liars.
It's just a bunch of crazy liars just lying about each other. I love it. It feels like there's no good guys.
No.
Tiger King is like a masterpiece of like editing and just letting them talk a little too much.
Oh yeah.
There's so many times where like Joe Exotic will just say something and then like it's like he pauses to wait for someone to say something behind the camera, but they don't say anything, so he keeps talking. And they just do that to so many people over and over. Or like when they show the people like the Doc Antle guy going in and out of character, like he'll try to direct and shit and be like, oh, all right, come and meet me in the door. Like they just leave all that shit in. I'm like, man, these guys were smart. I don't know how they're not constantly behind the camera being like, oh shit!
Yeah, like I can't believe this is happening,
because they were not ready for what they walked into. Those guys really imagine being them, just thinking, "I'm gonna film Joe Exotic for a little while," and then by the end, it's like a multi-murderer, like web of deceit.
I want to hear the conversations of the crew outside of the camera when they weren't filming. It's like, what the fuck happened today?
I don't know how they're not laughing behind the camera.
But a lot of them were like fucked up too. Like he just got a bunch of people that just got out of jail, didn't have jobs, were drug addicts. Like he got a bunch of sketchy people work for him, so that's why like we're not gonna. I don't know. They're a bunch of liars too. Like who can you trust? Like they're telling like stories and this shit. Like I don't know. People are just saying stories about wild shit that happened. And they all did shitty things.
The only one that I felt like I could trust was the dude with the long hair that just smoked all the time. He was the only one that was pretty consistent the whole time.
Yeah, I saw that guy and I was like, this guy is like if Shaggy and Fred fused together into one guy. This guy is the coolest guy. Yeah, man, there's so many characters in Tiger King. So many people that just keep showing up and popping up, and then you just keep learning so fast how fucked up they are. It's like they're constantly pulling back more layers. Like, you thought he was crazy? Nah, he's crazier than that. And you think that's crazy? His enemies are crazier. Like,
right.
It's just that over and over and over.
Yeah, the whole time I was watching, I was like, oh, he's just like a crazy dude from Oklahoma, just like some wild cowboy dude. And then like near the end, you're just like, oh, he's actually really, really in the shit. Yeah,
he's a shitty person, but like he's like dumb too. Like I don't know what they were saying like at the end, that he wouldn't have done this if he didn't have like people around him. Like if like Rob Lowe didn't go there and all that, like I don't think he would have tried to like send the hitman out to go kill Carol. Like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's a bunch of really dumb, really crazy people.
Yeah, and then they just make each other do crazier shit because they're around each other.
Yeah.
Like
They just get crazier and crazier. We started watching Tiger King a couple nights ago. We were trying to do like a drinking game while watching it. So I just kind of went online because everybody's watching it. So a bunch of people got their like made up ass rules for like how to drink while you watch Tiger King. And I was like, I'll just put together some good ones. We eventually were just like, whatever one you remember when it happens, just drink if you see it. I know one of them was like anytime he shoots a gun or blows anything up, which man, that happens a lot the whole time. I remember one that was anytime somebody like refers to a tiger as being sexy. That happened more times than you would have assumed. I was trying to pick rules where it was like, this should be an okay. Like the one where it's like every time you see somebody who's missing a limb, like man.
Hey, it's funny. Everything happens like in the first like 5-10 minutes.
Yeah, no. Every like little rule I read off, like it was like, man, all these things just keep happening like immediately. Like we were watching this for like fucking 8 minutes. Like just so much happens all the time. I really liked earlier on in it, like the early stuff when it's just showing I preferred it in the beginning when it's more simple. As it goes on, it's just so crazy and sketchy and complicated, and everybody's a snitch and everybody's just like, I was just like, that's crazy and all, but now I just don't even care. Like now it's like, yeah, I get it. They're wild. Like now you're just showing me legal stuff. Like I kind of as it went on, I was like checking out more and more. Like, man, there's just a lot of legal trouble. I liked in the beginning when he was just being a dipshit, getting people's arms ripped off and shit. Like,
throwing up some more wild videos.
Yeah,
that home footage.
Videos.
It was a lot more like, I don't know, I just like to laugh at the crazy people. So as it goes on, it's more like, man, this is just really fucked up like series of events. And they're just telling you about how fucked up shit is and showing you fucked up shit. And I'm like, I miss in the beginning when he's just walking around yelling and shit. Like,
walk around talking.
Yeah, that's more my speed. But it was all really good. I see why it's so crazy right now, because in a way, it's so like weird and fucked up but real at the same time. It's like if Bum Fights was a legitimate documentary. Like normies haven't seen shit like this.
That's true.
Normal people that just watch fucking Office all the time, like all they've done is watch The Office for fucking 10 years.
They
Like,
weren't watching The Office 15 years ago.
everybody's just been watching The Office for so
not
fucking
20
long.
years ago when Bum Fights came out.
Yeah, no, they weren't. There was nothing like it. There's still nothing like it. But that's what I'm saying. Normies don't know about this. People weren't watching that. It's just me and you, dude.
Wait, what?
Yeah, we're the only ones that ever watched that shit. It was the only two guys consuming bum fights as children.
2 13-year-old children are funding them.
Yeah, you can't enjoy that anymore. Speaking of things you can't enjoy anymore, welcome to the Boys Night In podcast. It's me, your enjoyable host, Joey Z. David Oliver's here. Dominic here digitally. It's the evening. We're not
An podcast.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a late podcast. Saturday night. We did not start early today. Me and Dave got up and basically decided we should finish watching Tiger King before the podcast. So that's really why we put it off for so long. And then WrestleMania came on. WrestleMania's on right now. We watched the first hour because our food got here. It sucks. That's the WrestleMania talk.